All right, if you want to make fucking money, you're gonna watch this entire video until the end. Close out all your other screens, lock in, because I'm gonna say way too much.
This man made $30 million on his first brand ever. Started a second brand, multiple brands, making multiple of millions. This is Robert Oliver, aka the Genius CEO, aka Rob the Bank. He built the Genius brand to 30 million. Rob, give us a little bit of the secret sauce. How did you build this shit?
You just find something that works and you exploit it. Like you double, triple down. See, the thing with what I'm doing today versus what I was doing 5, 6 years ago is, early Amazon was like one of a kind. You could put money in that machine. You could run ads. You can scale the brand purely on there, right? And now in 2024, it's gotten more saturated. It's gotten more competitive. A lot of the gurus who teach Amazon have sold their brands and just keep teaching Amazon. But the real game now is on TikTok. And I'm looking at this TikTok platform as early Amazon, like straight up TikTok shop. It's such a unique and special time. So anyways, today, why we've been able to build Top Shelf, why our portfolio of brands is rapidly scaling, a lot of attention and focus on brand, right? So getting the brand details right. We're not just selling products, we're selling emotion, we're selling meaning. There's a lot that goes into that I'm not gonna yap on right now.
How did you come up with your products?
I analyze social, right? Like we live in this ecosystem of social media where there's ideas percolating everywhere. There's interest. I'm already looking in areas that I'm interested in. And so just aligning with those and finding something that, the customer will probably like the customer that is like me, right? Because I'm always kind of like first mover or whatever. And if I'm looking in like a niche that I like boxing or masculinity was the big thing over the past couple of years, how do you build something in one of these spaces and then market accordingly? And that's what my whole thing, bro, is like the living for a living, like it's not about finding the right product, winning product. It's about planting your flag in an area you love and then finding scalable traffic, which has been TikTok.
So becoming your own ideal client profile, I think is basically what you're saying, is you're your own ideal client profile and you're creating products that solve a problem better than everyone else. You're identifying a need in the market and then you're creating a brand around it. And then once you have that, that's kind of like, I would say 90% of the hard work, it's the foundation. And then all the marketing, back in the day used to be Amazon. You used to create perfect listings, run ads, get reviews. Now it's TikTok Shop. So walk us through your TikTok Shop strategy, man, because it's pretty much one of the best TikTok strategies I've ever seen, especially it being such a new platform.
Well, listen, there's always a thing. Every couple of years, there's a thing. Like remember early in our careers, early Instagram, you could pay for a sponsored post, like literally just, influencer flexing with a thing of protein and that would sell. Like literally it would pencil. You could pay $1,000 for that. You'd sell 5,000 in product. How do you scale that system? Now, when something works, more people pour into it and it often becomes saturated. Returns get pushed down. So it's all about finding the thing that works. And like to your point, Amazon works super well for just scaling on there. And don't get me wrong, I still think Amazon is the number one place to have like your foundation. But when you think of scalable traffic, the new thing is TikTok, right? Yeah. And they're actually rolling out their own marketplace, which will be a game changer. But long story short, we realized that it's a discovery platform. Everyone has this Instagram way of thinking where they're trying to build a brand homepage, right? Whereas on TikTok, you can have no followers and you can have a video rip 10 million views. And the value is in those 10 million views. So basically my partner, Jimmy Farley, Jim Poppy, because I'm the old guy now, right? I'm not like in the weeds on TikTok. He realized that you can train creators, not influencers, unique creators that specialize in product marketing to run their own accounts on a brand's behalf. And he's really trained them in the art of virality. I saw someone say, going viral isn't a business strategy. And we basically flipped that on its head and said, fuck yeah, it is. And so by running all these accounts, getting views, we're able to get profitable traffic.
So essentially, you're finding these people, creators, so they already have some level of content creation ability, but they're not influencers, so they're not asking for a lot of money. And then you train them on these concepts of virality. They create their own dedicated brand accounts. And in those brand accounts, they're constantly creating content. And you know the formula. Let's say you create 10 pieces of content. They're not all gonna hit, but at least 1 or 2 is gonna hit. And then scaling that. And so instead of having one creator, having 10, 20, 30 creators, all kind of like your mini employees or mini workers, creating content, following a virality script, getting viral. And then the beautiful thing is you have TikTok Shop where you can link the product so people can convert and make commission, but also you'll have all that overflow traffic into Amazon. So people see Top Shelf Grind, they search, the brand name.
Synergistic as fuck. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, those two pieces, you hit it, and this is what people are still sleeping on, and hopefully, I hope they keep sleeping on it. But that spillover component. Some younger kids are picking up the TikTok thing. We still got the Amazon veterans. Very few brands are realizing that, oh, these are mad synergistic, and this is all I need. You still got people focused on DTC and this and that, but the reality is, like, we went from $1 million a month to $2 million a month in like 40 days, like,
Wow.
or excuse me, 1 month, like a month and a half. And I've got other brands that are, you know, the biggest question is, can you demand plan for this type of thing? But that's a really good problem to have. So
Yeah, that's actually very hard because you're not like Amazon where I know I'm spending 10,000 a month, I'm making 50,000. If I spend 20, I'm gonna make 100. If I spend 50, I'm gonna make 400, whatever. It's very different because you're creating all this content. One of them pops off. All of a sudden, you need to plan for 3 times, 4 times, 10 times the amount of sales. How do you navigate that? How do you demand plan for something like this?
scream at my supply chain team. I don't want to talk anything supply chain related ever because there's money being left on the table. But on the point of the strategy really quick, how does venture capital work? When venture capital raises $1 million, they make $10,000, $100,000 bets. 8 of those go bust. 2 of them pay for the entire thing and the next fund, right? And so it's really the same approach to marketing with what we're doing. But to your point, it creates these crazy spikes, like up and down, and you really just have to come into it. Like, once you have something that's worked and you have an angle, you need to be well capitalized to take a big swing on the inventory side, because, you know, Amazon, you got a stock, you're screwed. And so being able to feed that while also making sure your creator community is still fed by not going out of stock, it's a delicate balance.
And so, as a brand, right now, I'm on Amazon, I'm selling, things are going well. How do I take that next step into TikTok Shop? Do I start finding, you know, people and hiring them and become dedicated creators? Do I need a playbook? Or am I just saying, hey, like, let's, you know, start doing outreach to affiliates, get them on, let's see what videos are working.
So it's very much a talent game to scale this thing, okay? And like, a lot of time you have something that works, you don't talk about it. So like, why am I sitting here talking about this? And the nice part with, like, my blessing over the past, you know, couple years has been meeting Jimmy. And a lot of the talent flows through him and his training. You know, he trains these kids and it changes their lives. And so I wouldn't say we have like a monopoly on the talent, but outreaching to a lot of them, it often, you know, like, he's more doing a lot of the placing to the brands, and it's more of our network a lot of the time. But on that note, like, practically speaking, what I would do if I was an Amazon brand owner, I would send my little freaking brother to the training, to the Creator Corner training. Like, DM me, say I saw the Mina thing. And not only is it going to give you your first edge and intro into this world, but it's probably the best thing you could do for your little brother or sister, because, bro, we have kids that are 16, 17. Like, I paid a guy, he's a little bit older, but I paid him 150 grand last month.
That's insane.
Makes me think we're in the wrong business, you know?
That's crazy.
Talk about side hustles.
So, best way to start is find some people, get them trained on these virality concepts, get them, you know, creating content, and then scale that. And one of the biggest benefits of this is you're also creating a brand, like, and it's organic because you're paying way less. Amazon PPC sucks money. You know, Meta advertising sucks money. Any sort
What
of,
they used to be.
yeah,
Not what they used to be.
they're not converting as much on Amazon right now. If you have less than 1,000 reviews, you're not even gonna make, you know, any money, any profit. But with TikTok Shop, you're creating this content that is resonating with a lot of people, has way more chance of becoming viral, and it doesn't cost much, right? Like, whatever, let's say the cost of the training, let's say you're gonna pay someone $100 or whatever per video. You can scale that like 10 times more than you can scale ads because it's organic content and it's very natural. Someone's literally swiping through the platform and they're seeing other people's content. They don't know that they're being sold to. They're like, oh shit, what is this cool thing?
Yep. No, exactly. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I don't think I can add anything to that.
I love it, man. What is your biggest lesson from scaling the Genius brand and now Top Shelf Grind?
That brand building is super dynamic. Brand building is super dynamic. All of a sudden, I'm paying teenagers $150,000 a month, okay? And I'm an obsessive brand builder guy. So how do you get from brand aesthetics and Instagram to building a brand off paying literal teenagers 6 figures every single month, right? And again, it's we as the older generation have to be humble enough to recognize that things are changing. That generation is going to recognize brands through that lens, right? Whereas we recognize brands through Instagram, our parents recognized it through TV ads. We are at the forefront of a new shift, And you just got to be humble enough to admit you don't know what you don't know and take some shots on the younger generation.
I love it, man. I like that a lot because you definitely have to be humble. And I know that business is all about pivoting. You just did a podcast with Mike Thurston. I recommend you guys go watch that. It's going to be cool. It's probably out on his YouTube channel. But you just mentioned one of the biggest things is you need to, number one, pivot as a business owner many times. And number two, you're always going to have to solve it no matter what, right? Like, because you're either going to solve the problems in front of you or your business is going to fail. And so, Facebook used to work, it doesn't work. Amazon used to work, it's, 10 times more difficult. When TikTok Shop popped up, it's now everyone's opportunity. I bet you 2 or 3 years down the line, there's going to be a new thing.
There will absolutely be a new thing.
And it's all about getting on top of like the trends and figuring it out before everyone else, learning from other people.
And deciding that there is always an answer. I mean, think about this. We're in Dubai, right? And it's biggest flood in 75 years yesterday?
Yeah.
I got that Mike Thurston podcast today. And that is for my social media career, that's like the biggest thing I've done yet, right?
Yeah.
And roads are shut. Ubers aren't driving. They can't give me a private car. I'm in there at my hotel, like we're flooded in. I'm asking them if they can get me a boat. Can they get me a jet ski across the harbor so I can get to this podcast? And if you zoom out, I should have told this story on his podcast, but fundamentally, that's what entrepreneurship is. It's not having the word no in your mind. It's, how.
I love it, man. And what's the wildest shit you've ever done in your career, in your businesses so far? Something, maybe you didn't expect to popped off.
Threesome with this other Asian girl, my wife. Oh, you meant business-wise?
Business-wise.
Oh, you want okay, when we were testing all of this, and this wasn't me, obviously, but I get pointed at for it, and we had to deal with some legal stuff on all of it. But when we were testing this affiliate system, one of the affiliates went like totally rogue. This was when deepfakes were first becoming a thing. A lot of you probably saw this. It was like a historic moment in internet time. It was like, oh, the internet's changing forever.
They made news about this.
Yeah, it was news, CoffeeZilla, bro, it was crazy. With the Joe Rogan deepfake. I mean, there was a deepfake of Joe Rogan saying, this product is like really good. It makes you bigger down there. Something crazy. And it went mad viral. CoffeeZilla retweeted it. 50 million plus views. That was probably the craziest thing that has happened in my career. Although, like I said, that was a affiliate.
That was wild. When I saw that, I was like, yo, what the fuck?
He calls me, he's like, yo, Rob, you're a fucking genius, bro. Like, holy shit.
I'm like,
no, bro, I can't take credit for it.
I'm like, wow, dude, Joe Rogan and Andrew Huber are talking about your product. Like, that's insane. First, I thought it was legit, and I'm like, this guy made it. And then,
just really quick too, shout out Huberman. And we didn't talk directly to Rogan, but Huberman is a very understanding, like good dude. We made sure it was like scrubbed, and he cares about his brand and all that. But that was like a solid fucking guy. So shout out Huberman. I love his stuff too.
Love
both
it, man.
those guys.
Dude, this was very, very valuable. Where can people find you?
Rob the Bank on IG, and then I should be back up on YouTube by the time this drops. So tap in with me, y'all. Let's build.
See you guys in the next video.